Hello viewers, my name is Daniel, aka Dantastic24. That's my PSN name. Today I'm going to be showing you a video on the do's and don'ts of Dark Souls PvPing. This video is targeted towards the fighting in PvPing as well as the etiquette in PvPing, the quote-unquote honor system in PvPing. So the do's and don'ts as it applies to those two matters. I will be commenting in video this time, as I feel that's a little more personable. So let's get started. Let's take a look at what I've got here. Alright, so just starting out, two invaders right away. Of course they come at me at the same time. So a big don't is, you don't stab someone in the back when they're bowing to fight. I had to pay him back here. Of course, my backstab kills him. And this guy's not quite as ganky as the other person, but yeah, he's pretty good, not bad. I was able to get his back even though it kind of glitched and didn't give me any of the damage. No big deal. We kind of dance around a little bit. One thing to keep in mind when you're PvPing is if you're using a poker weapon, if you're using a turtle strategy, you don't really want to get close like this. This guy's kind of just letting me circle him right in his face, and I have a really short sword, so I mean that's good for me. He wants to keep his distance and back up like he's doing now. He doesn't want to let me just circle him because that's not really going to do him any good. So one thing to keep in mind if you're going to do the turtling strategy. So here, this guy's good. See, the do's. This is you bow and you say hi to each other. This is actually the same guy that I just fought that tried to stab me in the back while I was bowing, so I'm not really particularly fond of him at this point, but I feel like, I never really like to be a jerk in Dark Souls, and so I'm trying to bow to him and start a battle, but he's just kind of running away. I feel like that's a don't, in PvPing. Most of the time when people are trying to PvP, they're not trying to waste time. I know that there are a lot of quote-unquote gankers out there, but and I did have my brother just come in as a phantom, so maybe he was a little scared that we were going to try and gank him, but the fact that I'm trying to bow to him and trying to, begin a battle with him should indicate to him that we're not going to, jump all over him. I'm just trying to get him to come out at this point. He gives me the shrug. Obviously, and another big don't in PvPing for Dark Souls, I feel, is, I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this problem a lot lately, but like this phantom right here, this invader, he's just standing there. I mean, obviously he's either asleep, just has his system on, not doing anything. And we experience this a lot in Dark Souls lately. It's definitely a don't for PvPing. If you're going to be in the Covenant for the forest, then don't leave your system on, don't fall asleep, please. Actually, during this session with my brother here, we had a moment where, not a moment, a long period, where we ran into, I think, 5 or maybe 6 inactive players all in a row. So just one sleeper after the next for like 5 or 6 invasions. It was kind of ridiculous, so I feel that that's a big don't in Dark Souls PvP. Alright, so I actually took a break right here for a second. I think I had to use the bathroom or something, but I left my system on, and this this invader comes back to find me standing there. I guess he has enough honor to leave me alone, and he and another invader go after my phantom friend, my brother, and they kill him, as you can see. And then the new invader comes and starts attacking me. At this point, I come back to my system and realize I'm getting attacked, so I turn around and face these guys, and that's a really good tactic. As you're circling around people, if you're going to the left and they're going to your right, to their right, prime time for stabbing them in the back. Also, you don't want to run away from someone like that. So those are definitely don'ts in battle and fighting. Alright, so again, here's the... I think his name is OX Mother, which is kind of an interesting name. I took the life here because I feel like neither of them were even playing honorably, and, you know, basically they took away all that life that was gone from me while I was away and wasn't even paying attention. As you can see, it doesn't matter. I end up killing him. Here comes Slice You again, the same one that I just killed just a little bit ago. I find it kind of ironic that his name is Slice You again, because he gets sliced again in the back. Right there, as you just saw, you know, as someone goes in to attack you, if you're in close range like this and someone tries to attack you, it's very easy to block that attack or even take the damage. If it doesn't stun you, you can easily take their back, as I did just there. So here, I have invited my brother back into my game, and he and an invader are primed to fight each other. Meanwhile, another invader comes in, and it is, you know who, Slice You again. That's right, he comes back for a third kill, and he gives me his back again. And this was the same exact backstab as the first time I got on him. That time, however, I was circling to my right, and he was circling to his left. At this point, they killed my brother, fairly. That was good, and I didn't quite know what to think of this invader, so I'm not worried about Slice You again at this point, so I left him alone, but then as he attacks me again, I decide to finish him off. During that time, this invader healed himself. You could hear him doing the spell, and we dance around a little bit, and I decided to heal myself since he decided to heal himself. I thought it only fair. We dance around a little bit. I can tell he is a little more aware of backstabbing and how that works. So I'm actually just trying to see, and he gets me there. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's a don't in PvPing, that what I just did. So we were circling each other, and we got close, and I attacked him, but since it didn't stun him, he was able to just circle around and go through the damage and get my back. Very good tactic. Here I was invaded by two at the same time, and you know, a big don't in PvPing in Dark Souls is definitely, you know, when there's two against one, you know, it's pretty hard to win battles two on one. I mean, it can be done, obviously, but I mean, it's more difficult. And anytime there's 2 on 1, I feel like there needs to be some kind of formal situation where you can engage one-on-one. This is all my philosophy, my opinion. I know there's lots of different opinions out there. This invader, very nice. You know, he comes in, we bow to each other. That's good etiquette, you know. The point of all of this, I mean, you know, people say, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, in PvPing, I'm just going to take you out as fast as I can. And the problem with that is, you know, when you have 2 against 1, if you both attack the individual that you're fighting against, there's really no progression. You know, you're not learning anything, you're not gaining any skills. It's very, very easy to just bum rush one person with 2 people and get the job done. So I mean, you're really not going to learn a whole lot by doing that, and you're really not going to, you know, increase your skills. So if your target in PvPing is just to get souls, you know, then that's fine. You know, by all means, do the ganking thing. But if your target is to improve your skills and to really have fun and enjoy a battle, then, you know, 1-on-1 is the way to go. Or, you know, in some cases, 2-on-2 can be interesting as well. So, right there, he's doing the God's Wrath. He's basically spamming God's Wrath. When people are spamming God's Wrath, it's super easy to dodge through it. As you do a roll, you have an invincibility, you know, time frame, and right there you can see it at his last God's Wrath that he does, I spun through it. I rolled right through it. Didn't take any damage. Right there, also, I felt like, you know, I was trying to actually get his back without being targeted, but I ended up just doing normal attacks to finish him off from the back. So here we have an invader who is courteous enough to bow, but then he does another don't. So their don't is, you know, trying to basically gain advantage by using the NPCs throughout the level. I feel like that's a pretty big don't, because again, when you outnumber your opponent, you're really not going to learn much about the mechanics of fighting. You're not going to learn, you know, spacing. You're not going to learn the do's and the don'ts. So that's why I say that it's a don't to outnumber your opponent, because you're not going to learn much. But again, that's only from my perspective, and my perspective is to increase my skills and to increase in talent. So I'm not looking to just get souls. Souls are easy to come by. You can get souls anytime you want. But if you want to become a really good, you know, PvPing player to Dark Souls, then you really have to learn how to handle yourself one-on-one. So here we have a really good sword, the washing pole. It's a great sword if used correctly. Doesn't do a lot as much damage as some of the others. But basically, the don't that I would say that this particular invader does is, you know, when you're using a sword like that, you really have to keep your distance. I mean, you have to stay far away. You can't let your opponent get close to you, because often your opponent's sword is going to do more damage. And if you're trading hits like we are, your opponent's, you know, you're not going to win. Another don't. He obviously popped he popped the life pill, and you know, I consider that a don't unless warranted. And right there, you know, he knew it was one-on-one. My brother, my phantom friend, was not engaging him, so really, you know, there's no point in taking life. Well, there is a point in taking life. I take that back. Sometimes taking life in one-on-one matches is fun because it extends the match. You know, when it comes down to it in PvPing, I don't really care if I win or lose. I'm just interested in fighting good matches. And so if a match is really good, then it's okay to prolong it by taking life, I feel. Right there, great mage. Obviously his magic was good. My brother actually blocked all of those magic attacks and still died instantly. The person probably had the ring that increases your strength based on your life being low, because I shot him once with the crossbow and he died. And I didn't know his life was that low. So anyway, very interesting playstyle. I've seen, you know, a few people do that. It can be hard to win since your life is so low, but it has a good payout. Obviously he killed a person with only one spell, and he blocked it. So here, yeah, good etiquette coming in. We bow to each other. He's very honorable. We're fighting one-on-one. He's got a pretty decent idea of how to play the game. Right there, he kind of got a little gypped. The damage didn't go through for some reason. He's using the dragon head, obviously, to try and catch people. Not a bad strategy, very easily avoidable. Also, his life total was not that high, so a couple of hits from my sword and he was toast. Alright, our next battle. So we have one right after another entering from the same spot. Sometimes that can be a little tricky. I mean, etiquette kind of almost goes out the window, but then we can tell that he's not moving. He's one of these sleeper invaders, so my brother backs off and just allows me, and I believe this is the same person that I just fought. And so we go to battle. He's got a very good weapon, knows how to use it, finishes me off just right. And then, again, good etiquette, he bows at the end. He's not trying to be boastful, so I like fighting players like that. I'm sure we all do. Alright, so here we have basically God's Wrath spam. Like I said, pretty easy to avoid. I'm actually doing a horrible job of avoiding it. But he's also trying to mix it in with my NPCs. Yeah, I don't think this particular invader has a really good grasp of the PvP mechanics, because right here, again, it's that same backstab. He was going to his right, and I went to my left, and was able to just go around him and get his back instantly. Most common backstabbing tactic that I can think of. Alright, so this battle is between my brother Phantom and another invader. This particular invader uses magic quite a bit, and the don't here is, you're not going to want to use magic, especially forward shooting straight magic that's easily dodgeable, when your opponent is using the wash pole, which has huge reach, really quick. I mean, you don't want to be that close. That particular invader was just way too close for comfort, and obviously he paid for it. So next, again, let my brother go forward. This particular invader was very courteous. He bowed to my brother. He bowed to him when he killed him. I bowed to him, signifying that next I would like to challenge. He's got a great sword, knows how to use it. My brother, I will say, my brother has much less life than me. I think my brother has like 14 levels of health, which is like roughly 700 and something life points. So that's just some info on my brother's character. But anyway, his players are very good. I was able to get his back. Was it a similar tactic? Circling each other. I'm trying to get his back one last time for the kill. Very nice. The hitbox for that particular sword is very large. It extends to the sides further than you think a lot of the times. Right here. I never would have thought he would hit me there, but it got me. Very good. He knew how to use his weapon well, and he was very honorable and courteous in battle. So no complaints from me there. So here I realized I missed a tree. Gray Fox 5 is attempting to take advantage of that. And he's double wielding with swords. I find that interesting. Not many people do that. It's kind of a different tactic. I take advantage by using some pretty brutal attacks right off the bat that I know he can't block. He can of course dodge them, but can't block them. So to get his life down really low. Here, I'm not really worried about him. His swords aren't doing much damage to me, so I'm just kind of dancing, getting a feel, trying to get the back stab. And that's, again, same exact backstab. Some of this may have to do with lag occasionally, but overall it's a tactic that's usable whether you have lag one way or the other. As you're circling, if you circle to the same direction that they're going, then it makes it super easy to get the back. So another invader and another bow. So another honorable player. He's fighting my brother again, and like I said, my brother's life total is really low, so one hit from that scythe would do maybe a fifth of my life bar, whereas it does, close to half of his life bar. Finishes my brother off, very good. Utilized the range and the speed of his weapon to outmaneuver and out-damage my brother. Good fighter. Here I'm waiting because I'm trying to allow him to heal, take a humanity if he wants to, but he decides not to and just starts to attack, so I give him all the opportunity I can before attempting to fight, but Maybe he was just trying to be very honorable, which is good. That's fine. Okay, so there, a tactic. That's one way that I died earlier. Since his weapon doesn't do stun very easily, I was able to take advantage of the fact that he attacked me, and I just walked right through it and stepped behind him and turned around and stabbed his back instantly. So that's another tactic that's very good for backstabbing. Alright, so this particular invader, honorable, we bowed to each other. He's got a weapon that really doesn't do a lot of damage. It doesn't do a lot of stun. I mean, it does do some stun. I'm not afraid of this person at all. Right here I'm actually practicing. I'm trying to parry the axe. I have problems parrying a lot of different weapons, so I'm trying to get some practice in baiting him to attack. As you can see there, the parry didn't go off both of those. However, I was able to stop the damage, so getting close to that parry, but I can't pull it off. The reason I take the life in this fight as well is I feel like it's a good enough fight and I'm getting enough practice that I want to continue. So it wasn't like, you know, I don't want to die, I'm freaking out, I'll take life. It was just really, you know, I want to continue to play this person, I want to continue to practice and try and parry his attacks. So you can call it a justification if you want, but I feel that that's truly what I was feeling. As you can see, it didn't matter that I took the life, he still was able to finish me off. Alright, so I hope that you've enjoyed the video, and I'd like to hear your comments. I'd also like to have people give me advice. I'm interested in learning new skills and having more advanced players than myself give me pointers and tips. I also am interested in knowing what you thought about the commentary, if it's helpful, if you felt like it was fluent, anything like that. Please go ahead and give me a like if you liked the video, and leave your comments. Thanks very much. I am Dantastic, and this has been a Ultimate Gamer Jutsu production. Thank you. We'll see you again next time.